As far as Darwin's theory being promoted by people, it's amazing to see how many magazines, Discover Magazine, Nature Magazine, National Geographic, the Smithsonian, all of them just look like they think it's their duty in life to promote this one particular theory, you know, that we all came from a rock 4.6 billion years ago. It's really sad that we see tax dollars going to support just a bold-faced lie. There's no evidence at all for any of the things taught in the evolution theory. Now, if you're going to discuss evolution, it's pretty important you define what you're talking about. There are actually 6 different meanings or levels or stages to the evolution idea. First, there would have to be cosmic evolution. That's the origin of time, space, matter. They answer that with the Big Bang theory, which is dumb and has lots of fatal flaws. Secondly, there would have to be chemical evolution. According to the Big Bang theory, the Big Bang produced hydrogen and maybe some helium. Okay, well, how do you get uranium from hydrogen? Okay, that's another long story. Thirdly, we have to have Big Bang, cosmic evolution, then chemical evolution, and then stellar evolution. The stars have to evolve. Nobody's ever seen a star form. All we see are stars blow up once in a while. We've never seen one form. Nobody even has any clue how the physics would work for a star to form. Fourthly, we have to have what's called organic evolution. That's the origin of life. Life starting from non-living material is a serious, serious obstacle to the evolution theory. And then fifthly, there'd have to be what's called macroevolution. That's where an animal changes to a different kind, and I use the word kind, not species, a different kind of animal. And nobody's ever seen a dog produce a non-dog or anything close to that. Lastly, number 6, we have what's called microevolution. I object to the term. I think it's a lousy term. They shouldn't use it, but they do. But whatever you call it, it tells us basically variations happen within the same kind. Like, for instance, dogs and wolves probably had a common ancestor. I wouldn't argue with that. Zebras and horses probably had a common ancestor. I wouldn't argue with that. Probably quite a few of the parrots, no argument. But that doesn't prove the parrots and the horses and the dogs are related at all. So, of the 6 meanings of the word evolution, when I discuss evolution, I'm always talking about the first 5, which are silly. They're dumb. They're not science. They're just pure religion. And people can believe that, but they shouldn't have everybody pay for that to be taught in the school system. The evolution theory and its effect in our public schools has been profound. The problem really, of course, it started way before that, but in the early 1960s, the number of words in the average textbook jumped, the textbook talking about evolution, the number of words jumped from about 2,000 to 3,000 words in the average textbook discussing evolution to 33,000 words discussing evolution. I mean, just within a few years, it went up 10 times. Probably because in 1959, Eisenhower asked for $1 billion to be able to push the evolution theory into the school system. And he got it. Congress granted a lot of money to start pushing evolution into the schools, and that's exactly what happened. In the early 60s, in 63, prayer was taken out of our schools. And right then, from 1963 on, is when we saw a great rise in sexually transmitted diseases, illegal drug use, child abuse, premarital sex. I mean, just all kinds of moral indicators began to fall. The world began, America particularly, began to fall apart in the early 1960s morally. I think largely because of the introduction of this evolution theory into our textbooks, which says there's no God, there's no way to determine right from wrong. Now, I ask evolution that question all the time. If evolution is true, how do you tell right from wrong? They can never answer. There's no such thing as right and wrong if evolution is true. So I think you could trace in the public schools, the percentage of text devoted to evolution to a direct decline in all kinds of moral indicators. And today, teachers are fired. There's no law against teaching creation, but oftentimes they teach creation and they do get fired. I mean, it's sad. And we cover quite a few of those examples on our video number 7 of our series.